Welcome to the weekly Comic Web Old Time Radio Program podcast. We sell old time radio programs, Golden Age comics in PDF format, and we have other free podcasts. Visit comicweb.com for more information or find us on Facebook and iTunes. This week our podcast features an episode of Wild Bill Hickock called Red Wagon Jinx. It first aired on April 29th, 1951.
Wild Bill Hickock! Hiya, folks. Hold on to your hats and pass those Kellogg's Corn Pops. Because here comes Guy Madison as Wild Bill and his pal Jingles, which is me, Andy Devine. We got another rootin' tootin' Wild Bill Hickock adventure story for you from that great new cereal with the sweetening already on it, Kellogg's Corn Pops!
Kellogg's Corn Pops brings you Wild Bill Hickock, starring Guy Madison as Wild Bill and Andy Devine as his pal Jingles. Courage, strength, and luck. That's what it took to drive the heavy freight wagons of the Old West over treacherous mountain trails. And the men who did were tough as rawhide. But they couldn't fight a mysterious jinx that brought death to every twist of the trail. And so it was that United States Marshal Wild Bill Hickock and his deputy Jingles came to String Canyon to investigate the Red Wagon Jinx.
Doggone it, Bill. Don't it seem like trouble enough comes along without us riding all over creation, chasing after it?
This is one time I wished we'd been there before the trouble started.
Yeah, I reckon if we had, Jeff Skinner'd be alive to meet us when we get to String Canyon.
Jeff was a great old man.
And tough. Why, Jeff could drive a wagon team over these mountain trails where no self-respecting billy goat'd go.
That's why I don't think his death was any accident.
It seems like Jeff's freight line was having more than its share of accidents. Like there was a jinx or something.
A jinx? I wonder.
But you figure it weren't just luck, huh, Bill?
I mean to find out if these accidents were planned.
And if you do, Bill, I reckon the ones that did the planning will need more than luck, huh?
Whoa, boy, whoa. Jingles, look below there, coming around the rim of that canyon.
It's a runaway wagon and it's on fire.
Come on, we'll cut through the pass and head it off.
If they get that far without going over the side...
Up, boy, up. Let's go. Down this way.
I'm with you, Bill. Here comes the wagon, burning like blazes.
Get set.
I'll make a grab for the hauler, Bill.
Right. I'll try to jump aboard and help with the reins.
Here goes. I got a hold, Bill.
Hang on, Jingles. Move over, driver. I'm jumping on.
I can't stop him, Bill. Drag on the reins.
Here, driver, let's pull together. Whoa.
Oh, that does it, Bill, and not a second too soon. And we just missed that canyon by our eyebrows.
Good as a mile.
Cut the traces, and I'll lead the horses away from the wagon.
Right, Jingles. Now, mister, let's try and save your wagon. Hey, mister.
Oh, what's wrong, Bill? Looks like the driver passed out.
He has. Cold. I'll get him down off of there. Now. Well, I'll be.
What is it, Bill?
The driver. He's a woman. Is she coming out of it, Jingles?
Oh, sure. She's all right. Oh. There now, ma'am. Just take it easy. Poor little critter. Hey, real pretty, too. Even in the men's clothes she's wearing.
Well, who are you?
Huh? Who, me? Well,
Hello, miss. Feeling better?
Oh, I remember. I remember you now. You saved my life. Who are you, anyway?
The name is Hickock, miss.
Hickock? Are you the one they call Wild Bill?
Some folks do, miss. This is my deputy, Jingles.
Howdy, ma'am.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. We need some men in String Canyon.
You mean there ain't no men in town?
Oh, they're all afraid. Afraid to drive my father's wagons. Afraid of the jinx.
You must be Jeff Skinner's daughter.
I am.
We knew your dad, Miss Skinner.
I know. He talked of you often.
Doggone. I should have known you was Jeff Skinner's kin driving a wagon like that.
Well, knowing Dad, Mr. Hickok, You know why I had to keep the freight rolling through these mountains.
Yeah, I reckon Jeff would want it that way.
Yes, and how he tried to keep it that way. Well, one by one he lost his wagons in accidents. His drivers quit to go to work for Sanchez.
Sanchez? He runs the other freight line?
Yes. But Dad wouldn't sell out, and neither will I. After he was killed, that left only me and Swede, the blacksmith. Swede's got a bad arm, so I drove.
Well, sorry we couldn't save the rig, ma'am. Horses are all right, though, on the ledge around the bend.
Get down, miss!
It's them. They'll come back to finish the job.
I see him, Bill, up there on top of that cliff.
They've got us pinned on this ledge. Can't get a shot at them.
Bill, they're shoving that big boulder off the cliff.
That thing will start an avalanche.
It's moving.
Come on, miss. We've got to make a run for it.
Here it comes.
Consarn it. You know, your old pal Panhandle Jim gets so doggone worked up wondering how these stories are going to come out. I could bite a horseshoe nail in two. But since those Weston horseshoe nails aren't very crispy or crunchy, I do it the easy way. I sit here in the edge of my chair and chomp up big, crunchy handfuls of Kellogg's Corn Pops. Yeah, right out of the box is the way I eat my Corn Pops, 'cause the sweetening's already on 'em. Come sunup, though, I go for Corn Pops at breakfast in a bowl with milk. But whoa there, hold the sugar, partner. The sweetening's already on Corn Pops. And Kellogg's Corn Pops, delicious as they are, contain lots of things you need. B vitamins, vitamin D, with important minerals and food energy, too. That means you can eat all you want of those golden hearts of corn puffed up big and crisp. Say, and that silver-like bag inside the Corn Pops box is pure aluminum. Keeps Kellogg's Corn Pops fresh up to 10 times longer. And your ma can use it to store things in the refrigerator or for wrapping sandwiches. But best of all, and already sweetened for you, are Kellogg's Corn Pops. You know who loves Pops. Kids love Pops, moms love Pops, and Pops love Pops. Right. Now, let's get back to Wild Bill and Jingle.
After Wild Bill and Jingles rescued Jeff Skinner's daughter in the narrow mountain pass, the band of masked men who had stampeded her wagon returned to finish the job. By loosening a huge boulder, an avalanche came crashing down on the three who were trapped on a ledge below.
There. The worst of it's over now.
Oh, this big rock saved our lives.
You know, one of them rocks put a brand new part in my hair.
Well, Jingles, what do you think about those accidents now?
I don't think I like them.
What do you think, Mr. Hickock?
I think you've got yourself a new driver, miss.
Bill, you ain't fixing to start driving these mountain trails.
No, Jingles, but I think you are.
Oh, well, then that's all right. Huh? Who, me? Oh, no, Bill.
Ladies and gents, your kind attention, please.
Here, it's Big Pete Sanchez.
Thank you, folks, thank you. Well, I ain't no speech-making man, but this here blowout's kind of a celebration, you know.
You said it, Big Pete.
Yes, sir, because today marks the first anniversary of the Sanchez Freight Line. Now, I ain't fixing to brag, but you know, in 1 year, Sanchez Freight has come to be the top line in these here parts. And that's how come this party. Yeah, we've been lucky, while some others ain't been so lucky. But out west here, it's the best man wins. That's right. So now, let's put the feedback on, folks. All these fancy eats were hauled across these mountains by Sanchez Freight. So, soup's on, folks. Come and get it. Yeah. Well, what's the matter, Swede? Lost your appetite?
I'm not hungry, Mr. Sanchez. I'm just worried sick over poor Miss Skinner, driving the rim road all by herself.
Maybe you figure the Jinx has got her, huh, Swede?
I tell you, Mr. Sanchez, any harm come to her, you have me to answer to. And I just don't mean maybe.
You're loco. Who do you think you're talking to?
Quiet, one shot. Why, Sweet, I'm surprised at you. You know I offered to buy her no-good red wagon line and take it off her hand.
Why, sure, Swede. Big Pete can't help it if she's stubborn. If she wants to go on losing her jink wagons in accidents.
Yo, I think you are Jinx, Mr. Sanchez. I think you know when accidents come.
You shut your trap, Swede, or I swear...
Now, hold on one shot. Now, you're a mighty good blacksmith, Swede, and I got a job waiting for you anytime you give up your crazy notions. But be careful who you go around accusing, savvy. You got no witnesses.
Don't be too sure of that, Sanchez.
Huh? Who's that?
Hickock's a name, U.S. Marshal.
Hickock.
Benjamin Wild Bill. And Miss Laura, too.
But it can't be. Why, I saw
Shut
them.
up, you fool.
Today was no accident, Mr. Sanchez. Masked men met the wagon and set it on fire. If it hadn't been for Marshal Hickock...
Well, now, don't that go to show I'm right, ma'am? You can't run that line. It's too plumb risky.
I'll take the risk from here on in, Sanchez.
And the red wagon line is still in business. Thank you, friends. I know a lot of you have been afraid to ship by red wagon. Afraid of what would happen to your loads. And I don't blame you. But it takes more than a jinx to stop the line that Jeff Skinner started here years ago. And we have law in String Canyon now. Wild Bill Hickock is here.
If you ask me, there ain't no jinx on the red wagon line. Just plumb bad management.
Why, sure. Accidents don't happen when you know how to avoid them. I thought you folks wanted a reliable freight line.
We'll let the folks decide what they want, Sanchez.
This here's no affair of yours, Hickock. How come you're poking your nose in anyway?
I poke it in wherever I please, friend. It's my nose.
Oh, yeah? Well, I don't like it, savvy?
No? Maybe you'd like to change it, mister.
So it's trouble you want, huh? Well, you're a big man, Hickock. But I think I can cut you down to size.
Next time you pull a gun on me one shot, pull faster, because next time I won't aim at the gun.
You're by Jingo, you ain't just fighting women and broken down men like me no more.
All right, Hickock. This is my last offer. The little lady sells out now, or if it's war you want, then it's war you'll get.
If that's the way it has to be, Sanchez, then it's war.
Whoa, team ho, steady down now.
It's Jingles. He did it again.
Johan, just on time, too.
Oh, that makes 3 round trips this week, Sweet.
Joe, and no sign of that old Jinx. Hello, Jingles.
Howdy, Sweet. Howdy, Miss Laura.
Good work, Jingles. Where's Bill?
Oh, he's coming, ma'am. Well, here we are again. 3 in a row, all safe and sound, and none the worse for wear.
Oh, by golly, you are a sight for sore eyes, Jingles.
Well, we best get this team into the barn, Swede. Them horses is plumb tuckered.
Oh, I will fix them, Jingles, you bet you, and I will do a good job, too.
Yeah, and I'm going to spraddle out my weary bones somewhere and just take root, Swede.
How many trips we gonna let go through, Sanchez, before we stop them?
You ain't never been much of a hand at poker, one shot. You know, you gotta let the other fella win a few hands so he begins to feel easy. And that's when you crack down on him.
I savvy. But we don't stand a chance of pulling those stunts like when I drove old man Skinner's team off the trail. Not with Hickock scouting every inch of the road when the red wagons roll.
Now, don't get excited, one shot. We'll fix their little red wagon. And Hickock, too. There's lots of ways to skin a cat.
You're a great one for sayings, Big Pete. But I'm itching for action.
Look, here comes Hickock now, riding into town.
Whoa, boy. Whoa.
He sure keeps his eye on them freight runs.
Yeah. And Laura, she sure keeps her eye on him.
Hello, Bill. Can I take your horse or something?
Well, hello, Miss Laura. Well, no, ma'am, I guess I'll manage all right.
You always do. Well, everything went well again, huh?
Couldn't be better.
Bill, next trip, I want to go along.
Why, sure, Miss Laura, but why?
Well, I want to do a little shopping for a real pretty dress.
Well, all right, but I think that dress is pretty enough.
Do you, Bill? Do you really?
Howdy, Marshal. Howdy, ma'am. Well, looks like all's well that ends well, huh? I reckon you can't beat the Proverbs, can you?
No, Mr. Sanchez, you can't. And I have another one for you. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Well, that's true enough. And I'm plumb sorry I got so ornery the other day. Little competition's good for business.
Why, sure. All it took was a strong man's hand to pull the Red Wagon line back in shape.
Maybe so, but talking of proverbs,